I knew I wanted to be a writer in 5th grade. I was in a group that was on television and doing crafts, and I wrote about it for the school newspaper. And I was thrilled to see my words in print and to see my name in print. And then I won an essay contest about Theodore Roosevelt, and I was invited to the Theodore Roosevelt Brownstone in New York City, where I met the winners from the other schools. And then again, I got to write it up for the school newspaper, and I was hooked. But my father told me that it's not a good career for a woman, so I should become a teacher, which I did. I taught kindergarten, nursery school, and toddler playgroup, and Mommy and Me. And while I was teaching, I was reading to the kids at school, and I was reading to my kids at home. And I said, this is what I really want to do. So I started writing and taking classes. And then in 1989, my cousin died of cancer. I was taking a class with Pam Conrad, and I wrote Daddy's Chair because there was nothing to read to my cousin's 6-year-old. And he wanted to know if his daddy was coming back. He wanted to know why his daddy died. And he needed a lot of answers. So in Daddy's Chair, I tried to address the issue of, no, Daddy's not coming back, but other people are going to take care of you. Children's basic fear is that of abandonment, that nobody is going to take care of them. So in Daddy's Chair, other people take on the activities that Daddy used to do with him. And at the end, he gets to sit in Daddy's chair by himself. He takes the sign off the chair and he sits there and says, I'll sit there when I want to think about my daddy. And I was very proud of this book. It won the Sidney Taylor Award in '91. Carbon took it out of print in 1999, but I got together with the illustrator and we brought it back in 2001, and I'm so glad we did. I feel this is an important book. Even if more books are written for that age group about this subject, I feel this is my legacy. And one time I was coming off a plane from California. I had attended the SCBWI, Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators conference in Los Angeles, and I was wearing my T-shirt, and a woman came up to me and said, you're a children's writer? I said, yes. She said, would I know you? I said, I doubt it. I'm not exactly a household name. And she said, what's your name? I said, Sandy Lanton. And she said, Daddy's Chair. And I was speechless. And she said, my husband died 3 years ago, and I used your book with my 2 girls. And these 2 adorable little girls were with her. They were probably about 6 and 8. And I said, that's why I became a writer. Even if I never get another book published, that is what I was put here to do. I think children and parents would enjoy my books because I try to be helpful. I try to teach through story. Children don't always want to talk about their feelings, but they will relate to a character and react to what the character is feeling. In The Littlest Levine, Hannah is too little for everything. Every holiday that comes up, she gets shunted aside because she's too little to participate. But her grandpa, very wise grandpa, takes her aside and says, don't worry, your time will come. Come into my study. I'm going to teach you something. And right before Passover, everybody's busy getting everything ready, and they're studying every night. And finally, at the end, her turn comes, and she does the 4 questions at the Seder. And I got the idea when I was teaching nursery school at the Y, and our curriculum was that we had to teach the 4 questions to 4-year-olds. And I was amazed at these little kids who could not tie their shoelaces, who couldn't reach the sink, could memorize the 4 questions, and do a beautiful job of reciting it. And one of the themes in here is of self-esteem, perseverance, with a task until you master it. And also that everybody has a position, everybody has a part to play in holidays and in life in general.